first lead of the night.
Not where we want to be, but, we haven't earned it. I think we've struggled pretty much at everything.
The Ravens beat the Buccaneers 27-22.
Keyshawn, J. Willimax, ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80, your smart speakers. Download the podcast and listen on the app. Have us anywhere. Just click more in the lower right-hand corner of the ESPN app. Scroll down to live radio. You don't need a radio. You don't need to be in your car, in the shower, wherever you take us with you if you have a phone. And everyone's got a phone. Good morning, Jay.
It's called the app, Max. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
How are you, Jay?
Is it a good morning? I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, you haven't slept a lot. You got a newborn baby.
Who knows
you got
what's
3
going
kids.
on? There are games on. I'm watching Ben Simmons airball layups last night. I'm watching Tom Brady get frustrated last night.
Ben Simmons missed a shot?
He airballed a layup anyway.
We should have led with that.
Are you not entertained?
I mean, you said yesterday that you thought it would be a bigger deal if Tom Brady lost. I did not. It just looked bad. And we got LeBron James and Tom Brady in bad situations where it doesn't look like it's going to get better.
I got to tell you, yeah, you're right. Situation. That's right.
Yes.
Brady was still making throws. And Lamar, was there anyone, Jay, was at the end of that game, it was the first time in NFL history, I'm pretty sure it was just one guy on the field. He was by himself. Well, they were running out of players.
They rushed for 260 yards. It was a tale of two halves, right? Lamar Jackson threw the ball, I felt like 30 times in the first half, and they went away from the game plan. Obviously, when you think about Mark Andrews getting hurt coming off the field, they went back to what they do in the second half, and that's when they started to punish the Tampa Bay defense.
Who do you find in the end zone? It was,
Likely?
I guess it was the third quarter, right, when he rolls right.
Isaiah Likely?
And it may have been, and he sees and they even mentioned on the broadcast, he pulls it back. He's reading the defense. I think on the broadcast what was pointed out is he went through 3 different ideas in the same progression, right, before he found his guy at the back of the end zone. And by the way, zipped it in there. And that was to take the lead in the game. Like, Lamar had himself a night. When you talk about the MVP race, and he had dropped out of it for a while, Jay, on this just in, 2 p.m. Eastern, ESPN, handsome host. I do a quarterback tiers, right? And so one guy's in the top tier, it's like pyramid, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. And Lamar has dropped out of the top 6 the last week or 2. He's back in there somewhere. Like, he's back in the mix after last night, I think.
To a degree, I still think it's Josh Allen's to lose.
But he's among the guys you now have to talk about after last night. I thought it was impressive.
Can I give you my thesis last night for after the game was over?
All right.
Just let this sink in, Max Kellerman.
Okay, I'm letting it sink.
On Sunday, you have the Falcons versus the Panthers for first place in the NFC South.
Also called the
winner of the
Bowl.
game will get first place in the NFC South. Can you believe that?
No, it's nuts.
Are you kidding me? Last night I'm finding myself wondering, Byron Leftwich, the game plan just looks stale. And I get that your O-line is depleted, but it's been depleted. Like, the worst thing to do is to do nothing. Like, they came out with some pop a little bit in the first quarter, but then I didn't see wrinkles. I didn't see anything different. And that's on Byron Leftwich. That's on Tom Brady. But it just seemed like the same. And I'm wondering, do we need to ask for Bruce Arians to come back on the sideline like it was in game 1, game 2? Like, is that where we're at with Tampa Bay?
Vicious.
Like, are we trying to do something different?
I hear what you're saying, and the funny thing is, when you look at the Coach of the Year candidates, take Daboll in New York, who we obviously watch closely as Giants fans. One thing that you'll do, it's a young, inexperienced line, lots of new pieces. They don't, Neal is a turnstile early in the season, their first-round pick on the right side. He's putting 4, there's a force field around Daniel Jones. And one thing the Giants are going to make sure is, you ain't going to get to our quarterback. We are going to protect that guy. If you make up your mind that you're going to push your resources somewhere, you should be able to block for the run. They don't seem to be able to get any ground yards, and I don't blame that on a running back. That's the issue. There is scheme.
You're last in rushing yards.
Yep.
And I get that Tom Brady threw for 300+ yards. 1 touchdown, no interception. He should have been picked 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times throughout the course of the game. Him and Mike Evans just seem like they can't get on the same page. It seems like a debacle.
Jay, You can be a part of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN, 729-3776.
I thought I already was. I thought my name was included in Keyshawn.
ESPN Nation is presented by Dr. Pepper. It ain't college football season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. What are you talking about? I got Key moved out today. I'm working on you tomorrow.
Key lost his voice.
Key is Key last night. If you heard yesterday morning's show, by the end of the show, he was Doc Rivers.
We talked last night, and he's like, "Hey, I can't." I'm like, "Why are you calling me if you can't speak? What are you doing?"
There's too many shows back to back for that dude. And then
I fell for.
Did he call you specifically just to tell you he couldn't talk?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the most Keyshawn thing I ever heard in my life.
Keyshawn is.
He also interrupted Jay 5 times during that. No,
he's low managing. That's what we're doing. With
he's low.
Keyshawn's
Yeah,
voice right now.
Listen, it makes sense because we have a couple buys back to back, and then by Monday's game, he got those 3 days rest.
So everybody sing Key your well wishes that he gets his voice back.
He'll get his voice back. He'll be fine.
He'll be just fine.
Here, should I do Key? He'll be fine.
200 yards. Don't do too much.
197 yards through the air. 1 touchdown. Punch 1 in. No interceptions. We have Key sitting right there now.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady, by the way. Want to hear Tom Brady on his subpar play, on the team's subpar play?
I think we struggle pretty much at everything. We just struggle in the red area, struggle in third down, struggle in the run game, 2-point plays, short yardage, backed up, start the first quarter, start of the third quarter. Not very good offensive football.
I mean, they're top 3 in the league in pre-snap penalties. It just looks like this team lacks discipline. So I'm going to break it down to such a simplistic level because I know that, I'm not going to be the guy to dig our fan base into the details of the game, right, from a football perspective. But the way you approach, it's a game of quarters, right? So in basketball, we look at this and say, how do we win each quarter, right? So how do you start each quarter off with the right type of energy where it's demonstrative, you're here to play? I felt like the Baltimore Ravens had this energy for each quarter where it was aggressive, whereas I felt like it was patchwork for the Buccaneers. It felt like if one play didn't go right, it just didn't feel right. Like everybody was angry about it. And we're not going to get it back in this one play. Then it was everybody threw their hands up in the air. It was just a different, complete energy.
What are you saying, Jay? Think about what you're saying. Same thing Tom Brady's saying, although Tom Brady, unlike Aaron Rodgers, would not separate himself from the group. He includes himself in those. It's always us, we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
However, the inescapable conclusion from listening to Brady and listening to you just then is this is a coaching issue. I mean, whatever injuries you want to talk about, and that's legit, I would point to the injuries. But what Brady is saying, if you interpret it and put it together with what you're saying, Jay, it leads inevitably to the idea that Bowles is not doing a great job here.
I don't have time to worry about injuries when I'm an athlete on the field or on the court. I only have what I have on my team, and my job is to win the game. Last night, it's not like last night was not a winnable game.
That's the thing.
And all these games have been miscues. They've been lack of discipline. And I hate it, but it does fall back on Todd Bowles. That's why I asked the question to you earlier, Max. Is it time to bring Bruce Arians back as a sideline coach just to have his presence there? And I know Bruce doesn't want to do that because then what that insinuates to the public is that Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich can't do it without him. But that's the reality of where this team is right now.
888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. You can give us a call on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Is Todd Bowles the issue in Tampa? Lamar Jackson was in the zone in the Ravens' 27-22 win versus Brady and the Bucs last night. Get in the Zone is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the Zone, AutoZone. A trade in the NFL happened yesterday, Jay.
What?
And I think it caught everybody by surprise.
Well, it's 2 of our teams from this show.
That's right.
It's 2 of our teams. It's
James's
the Giants
Chiefs
and the Chiefs.
And our Giants. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN2.
Kansas City bolstered its receiving core, acquired receiver Kadarius Toney from the Giants for a conditional third-round pick and a sixth-round pick.
Kadarius Toney is the best receiver on their team.
On the Chiefs.
Right now.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
It's big, it's back, and it's still $6. Get the big box y'all love today.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
If you want to go fast, go faster. And if you got the devil on your shoulder, take him for a ride.